It's an affectionate, homely garden. It's full of intrigue and whimsy, and the use of bold colors. It's a wonderful learning experience for people who have small spaces. I mean, they can't believe it's 1.9 acres. We use a lot of native plants in innovative ways. One of the things you're doing in gardening is you're sculpting the very air. This had been on the market for years and years and years. Nobody wanted it. They couldn't even spell Zagaponic. It winked at me. I was passing by and I said, that's what I want. And it was just the outline of an 18th century barn. And I didn't know there were two outbuildings. And finally I got it. I spent a week tearing off the tar paper from the inside and cleaned it out and whitewashed the walls and kerosene lamps, and had a divine summer without any machinery. Worked in this barn, which had no floor then, just sloshing through the manure that was left there because a cow used to live there. And I was happy as a pig. There I was born, in the usual place, a womb. And most of my childhood was, I was sick. And so most of my memories are bedroom and books. First illness was at the age of 6 months. I had osteomyelitis in my left leg. By the time I was 7, I think I read everything in our library at home. I devoured books. There was nothing else to do. Dad was multi-talented. He sang and acted and had been an inventor. Father was very, very judgmental. Mother, I think, was quite mad, really beautifully cuckoo and overly protective of me. I had a studio on Elizabeth Street in New York City. By this time I had had quite a few shows. I said goodbye to New York with no regrets, none. What brought me here is the light. It's Venetian, Dutch, I don't know what you want to call it. And the soil. It's enormously rich. Gardening is an obsession. You can't stop. And once you're caught, you're doomed. And so the garden just grew bit by bit. No plan ever. Just by intuition and instinct, and with a lot of blunders. And then, of course, I wanted to have vegetables, and I wanted to have herbs, and I wanted to have trees, and so on. And so it just happened that way. And then I just felt, oh, something's going to happen here. Better have more protection, better have more land. So I bought another acre. And just came under the line because within 1 year, the price of that acre I bought tripled, and then it's just been going haywire. This garden is entirely organic. This requires an enormous and endless search for species that are disease resistant and can stand up to even salt in the air and the winds here. I mean, if you wanted to really see this garden properly, you'd have to be here every day. There are revelations every moment. Although my favorite season, I think, is January, when I don't have anything to do. My education in painting is basically watching people. One day I went out and got a gallon of black paint and a gallon of white paint, house paint. I started painting. In those days, well, first of all, you're young, you have no fear. And secondly, everybody was very encouraging. Do it. which became a mantra for me. Anyway, before I got apprehensive about the extraordinary hugeness of painting, I was in it, hooked. Hooked. Love the smell of turpentine, love getting messy. Gardening is dealing with the major themes that have gone on through gardening for a long time, and amending them. And the same thing with painting. I've never painted outside, and I would use photographs as an aide-memoire. Take many, many, many photographs, then make sketches from the photographs, and then a painting from the sketches. It would just be a provocation. I'm still learning. What you see is what you get. I'm always experimenting, so I can't say that I have necessarily a style. The painter says I paint because I have no tail to wag. Art is a form of ingratiation. I hope you get it. If you don't, well, nobody asked me to start painting, and nobody can tell me to stop. We established the Conservancy because people said to me they didn't want it to go when I died. And it's that the spirit of the place will continue. It's a bit of a jewel, and it's a gift to the community and a gift to the gardening world at large. And they will get the essence of what the garden should be. But my guiding hand will not be there, and I assume it'll just march on. My ashes are supposed to be strewn in the garden. Good fertilizer, I hope I'll make. Except a small amount is going to be put into everyone's peppermill, saying, why does this steak taste so tangy?